Obviously, I'm a scientist. Whether or not I'm a good scientist is up to you to decide. Now I know what you're thinking. Retro, why in God's good earth are you cultivating experiments in your basement? Clone problems.
Got anything to say for yourself, Master?
Shut up.
What, did you really think cloning yourself would bring him back? Regardless of who started it, I'm finishing.
The main difference between Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 is...
What do you want from me? Huh?
Did somebody call for a hero?
Blah, blah.
If I told you, I don't think you could handle the truth.
Don! Don! Can you teach me how to use the computer?
I'm Retro, this is Retro Rips, and this is Chapter 2 of My Hero Academia by... Kohi Horikoshi. No, you don't have to tell me. I know I butchered it. Oh yeah, his entire life, Midoriya has been going against what other people have been saying to him. But now, this one stranger says, oh yeah, you can be a superhero, and suddenly he decides to start listening to people? What a freaking weeaboo.
He has to know what he's talking about, right? He's Superman. Superman knows everything about being a hero. I don't really know how educated this guy is on the subject, but I gotta think that he is because he has all that experience.
You really get the feeling that Midoriya, or whatever the hell his name is supposed to be, doesn't really have much of a father figure in his life. He pretty much clings to All Might the instant he meets him. And in none of the panels is a dad ever shown to be around. Maybe he has a dad, but he's a deadbeat and left really early? I'm not really one for that kind of speculation. So right off the bat, All Might's like, yeah, you can become a superhero, but not if you're a noob with no powers. Which gets Midoriya pretty confused considering he's a noob with no powers, but All Might is pretty quick to explain, no, he's gonna give Midoriya his powers, because apparently that's a thing he can do that nobody else in the world can do. How convenient. You see, this manga teaches us all a very important lesson about life. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Think about it. Yes, Midoriya only gets to inherit All Might's power because he is who he is. But if he had never had that chance encounter with All Might in the first place, it would have never happened. He would have never been a superhero. So yes, you can work hard and earn something, but only through knowing the right people can you actually accomplish anything in life. But also to some extent it is what you know. Like I said earlier, Midoriya never would have gotten this opportunity had he been, I don't know, Byakugo. So I guess the message is that it's kind of a mixture of both, and that one can only take you so far. But of course, even when people give things to you, they're never free. All Might says, yeah, you can have my power, but first you gotta get in shape for it, kid, because as you are right now, if I tried to give you my power, you would explode. And considering that the entrance exam into the high school that's essentially Yale is gonna be in about, 6 months or so, things aren't exactly on Midoriya's side, time-wise. All Might gives Midoriya a workout plan that will definitely get him in shape by the time he needs to be in shape. But Midoriya, being your standard shonen protagonist, decides, nah, I'm impatient. I need to get as strong as I can right away, and decides to ignore all the rest opportunities All Might points out to him on his schedule. And in the process, he ends up overexerting himself. In the end, Midoriya pushes himself way too far and almost doesn't make it to Yui that semester. But thanks to the intervention of All Might, that's able to be prevented. You know, I like it. It's pretty much the same thing that goes down in the very couple first chapters of Dragon Ball Z with Goku and Krillin training under Master Roshi. Except here, it's done a lot more realistic, wherein Midoriya, jerk with the Japanese name I can't pronounce, actually suffers from the side effects of overworking the body. You know, in a lot of mangas, it's always train, that's how you get stronger, but nobody ever really mentions the fact that if you overwork your body, you're gonna kill yourself. It's good to see somebody writing these comics who actually understands human beings to a certain extent, at least.
Surprise, surprise, the end of the semester comes around and the guy we were all rooting for to win manages to get in shape in time for his finals. That's right, the day before he actually has to go into the exam into UE, All Might decides now's the opportunity to give him his powers. And how does All Might give him said powers? According to All Might, there's only one way. Part of All Might has to go inside of Midoriya.
Whoa, 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 nobody ever said this was gonna be that kind of manga. Though I really shouldn't be surprised considering I just spent 30 minutes reading about an older male who takes a younger male away from his life, trains him up to have the perfectly in shape body, watching him train day in and day out. I guess I just didn't read the signs.
All in all, this was a great first chapter which really gives us insight on how My Hero Academia is gonna play out in future installations. For example, from this point out, Midoriya will always be the guy who works for what he wants in life, and no matter what, will always try to obtain it and go past any obstacle to get it. Just because somebody's old and experienced, like, say, All Might, doesn't mean he's necessarily gonna be a static character for the entirety of the manga. He can grow, just like Midoriya. This much is proven in the first 2 chapters. Stereotypes are fun, but that doesn't mean that an old stereotype can't be built upon, and it doesn't mean that there aren't new options to explore in said stereotype.
I'm Retro, this is Retro Rips. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace!
What am I doing? Justice doesn't play video games. Oh hey, that's where I left this. You'd be surprised how often these things get away from me. So, we ready to begin the procedure?
Oh, don't worry, you haven't missed much. We're just about to get started.
Alright, fire up when ready.
Just a few more adjustments and... Alright. So... This is it. I'm sorry I had to come to this. I really am. If I'm gonna go out like this, I gotta know one thing.